Hello and welcome. Good to see everybody back. Our episode of Voorhees Tiger Vision. We're here with the coach, Cabral Huff. Coach, how's everybody going?
It's good, man. On that grind right now, preparing for the start of the season, so it's good.
Yeah. It was great to make my way up there and um, be there for the experience the camp. It's great to see campus again. It was good to try some of the local eateries around.
Yeah, you got a different one this time.
I did, Coach. I'm not gonna lie. We rolled into town, and the whole time
I know you were upset. It was not open.
I was a little upset Tootin's was not open because the whole time I'm telling the kids some of the best fried chicken I've ever had.
I know, Monday through Friday, man. I forgot to tell you that. I forgot.
Oh man, I would have drove in a day early. It's worth it. But still a great experience. We found some great seafood.
Cliff Seafood, I'm telling you.
Listen, I had a young man in the car with me who ordered a catfish sandwich. And when I tell you that we may have made it down the road about a half a mile
and it was gone
before TJ had demolished that sandwich. I was like, hey, TJ, so it's pretty good, huh? Yeah, coach, mouthful. Yeah, coach, it's good. So although I was a little disappointed, the food was still great. We still had a great time. Such a warm and family atmosphere in Denmark. It was immediately like you feel it even on the drive in that it hits you. It's just a welcoming place. So it was great to be around.
Glad to see Coach Baldwin on. He's got to come down. I know he loves good eating spots. So, one day I'll get him down. Maybe I have to get one of his guys, though, to get him to come down so we can try that. And yes, sir, Coach Easley. We're going to get it together.
Absolutely. I've got to be a part of it. Coach Baldwin, give me just a little bit. If you give me a couple more months here, I will have all the spots scouted for you, and I'll write a full review and give you all the do's and don'ts.
Oh, yes, sir.
That might be another date I have to circle on the calendar. I've got a couple already. But Coach, let's get into it, man. We've got another really good, interesting show. Another great week for you guys. Elite camps took place. But before we get into the camps, you also had some community service work you guys were doing.
We did, and just a great thank you to the school, to the Embrace Us family who also helped out with this, and obviously the men's basketball team. But we were able to really step out in our community, the community we serve, and give back. Give back school supplies for the kids before they went back to school here in Bamberg County, which is Bamberg, the city of Bamberg, and the city of Denmark. And we were out in the sun at the Piggly Wiggly for about 2.5 hours at both locations on a Saturday, just handing out school supplies and letting people know who we are. We parked the charter bus in front of the Piggly Wiggly, and we put the tables out, and we had the people came through and got book bags, and they got notebook paper, they got binders, we got popcorn, we had water for them. So it was a great experience to be able to give back to the community that we serve, and hopefully in turn they can come out to the games. But it wasn't even about the games, man. It was just really about how can we be servant leaders, and that's what we're about on our basketball team is being servant leaders.
That's an amazing experience. I think we even got some footage.
Yes.
From that event. Let's roll the tape here.
back, baby.
Surprise.
Voorhees, we out here giving out school supplies today. We enjoying it. Lovely weather, just here to help the community.
Engaging in the community, serving, giving back. That's what Voorhees is all about, and more importantly, that's what Voorhees basketball is all about. So, we're excited to be out here, serve the people. Everybody get a bag, and then you fall through the line, you get bonders, you get book bag, you get books, no pants, you know what I'm saying?
Stay in school, team, raised up, great year. I know I'm here for Voorhees College.
Great experience, man. Great experience.
I love it. I love it. Gotta shout Coach O too, man. He's getting better and better.
Hey, Coach O is doing his thing with the videos and the images and everything he's doing, man. He's one of a kind, man. We love to have him here. Be remiss if you got to see some of his work on the court this weekend, but off the court he gets it done too, as evident by that video.
I did. I enjoy seeing Coach O, man, and Coach J too. These guys can't stay off the floor. I was worried, Coach J. We got to give Coach J a vacation. He's got to sleep in. Had the bad back during the elite camp, but he could not keep himself off of the floor to give instruction, man. It was good to see guys that passionate about what's going on.
Yes, sir.
How's everything going with the community engagement? They didn't get a chance to meet you guys last season because of COVID. How did everything go as far as that engagement? How are you feeling about the community?
I think that was what was so great about the community service event was them getting a chance to see the guys, and to see them doing something that has nothing to do with basketball. Like, we weren't able to do that last year. We didn't have fans at the game, so none of that was possible. So to start off this year and it not being at homecoming or not being at a basketball game, but for the community to interact with our guys and little kids coming up, and a lot of our guys felt like they were superstars in a way because the little kids coming up and they're interacting with them, asking them what grade they're in and they're ready for school. Those are the things that matter, man. Those are the things that last a lifetime. That's how you really leave a legacy. And we can talk about, how many wins we get and do we win another conference championship, but in reality, it's about leaving a legacy that has nothing to do with basketball. And that's what really we want our basketball team to do here in Denmark and in Bamberg County.
Absolutely. I can imagine that that the first few home games of the season is going to be real riled up.
Oh yeah.
the entire community seems so connected to Voorhees College and Voorhees College to the community in Denmark. So I can't wait to see that first game or a Midnight Madness is gonna be electric, I think.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
So a lot going on campus. We got a special guest with us today. I'll let you give the introduction here, Coach.
We've got a young man that's new to our team this year, all the way from upstate New York. We just call him JD, and we're excited to have him aboard, and I wanted him to jump on today because you have all these questions that sometimes I give you coach speak, so I wanted you to be able to get it from the horse's mouth.
Let's go, JD. How's it going, man?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Doing good. I'm going to this will be like my mama used to say, after your first visit, you family. So after this first interview, that means you can walk in the house and go in the refrigerator whenever you want, man. It's okay. How excited are you about this team and the guys that you're playing with this year?
I'm very excited just because everybody wants to win. I can just see them. I can see them during like open runs. Everybody's like very competitive, and like no one wants to lose. And at the same time, I can see like how how guys have each other's back. When they're on the same team and all that. So And like we just have like a bunch of like guys that can do a lot of things, you know, shoot, play defense, or whatever, you know, even like off the court, like, you know, you have guys that you know, the good thing about like this team is that, you know, they want you to do good on and off the court. That's why like, get to class, be on time, even to workouts and all that stuff. You know, I think that's what counts most of the time.
I love it. One thing that was immediately noticeable to me when at the camp and Huff had everybody kind of line up at the camp to introduce themselves was how much length and athleticism and size that you guys had. What are some of those open runs like trying to get shots off and trying to get buckets against that type of athleticism?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, it's tough, especially during like open runs, because one, you know, you're not really making any calls or nothing. So you know, you got dudes like, you know, my roommate just Fred that just walked by, like, you know, you try to shoot over him. You know, he was like the leading shot blocker in like Georgia. I think he was number one at one point in time. So then you got like maybe like Amari, which like came from Valdosta, taking up space in the paint, and then like this one guy named Trey. Like they all like these guys like, you know, 6'4" plus, and then, you know, they athletic. And it's hard, it's tough. You know, they playing aggressive. Even the guards too, you know, they show no fear. Especially the Bowie. Oh man. that man, yo, I love his energy, toughness, pure toughness coming out. So like it's tough, you know. You gotta learn how to like score in different ways, and because, you know, at the same time you're playing these guys all the time, so they know how you're gonna play eventually. So you gotta learn like different counters or something. But I can say like you gotta work for yours. I can say that you gotta work for yours. For sure.
That's great. That's great. How's everything with getting moved into campus? Everybody getting assimilated to how college life is going to be. What are some of your first thoughts? As far as Denmark,
I mean, it's for me, it's a real adjustment. Like, cause, you know, I am coming from, you know, New York, and it's such a culture shock. You know, one is like hot, but like I can say like here on campus, like, you know, with like COVID and all, it's not that bad. You know, it keeps me like, one thing that like does for me, it benefits me, is that I can like, you know, really like, cause I need to go out and do stuff. So and I'm just like stuff I'm limited to. So, you know, I can like maybe go to the gym more, or even just like go see a professor. You know, stuff I can do to like, you know, just manage my time more. Cause like, you know, I don't want to be in my dorm not doing nothing. You know, I want to go out and like, you know, have a productive day and get stuff done. But like it's a calm adjustment, because I mean, you know, another thing is like, you know, you want to be in a like an uncomfortable, you know, space so you can just adjust. So that's life, you know. You're gonna be uncomfortable, but like, you know, you just gotta learn how to adjust, do things your way.
for sure. Has Huff been walking around the facility showing off that conference championship ring, and when will those be passed out to the team?
Nah. I mean, very, very humble guy. I mean, all he tells us all the time is that, you know, we looking to chase another one. You know, like he achieved that, and like, you know, he's already like, you know, focusing on like the next thing. He wants a national title now. Like, you know, we got that conference, but like now it's on to bigger and better things. You know, we want to be that first HBCU to like win I think the NAI national championship. We want to be the first. So, you know, and that's something like, you know, that's a big, you know, goal. And like for me, you know, I played JUCO. You know, I lost the national championship. I lost, and like, you know, for like with these group of guys, you know, and like achieving that goal, I think it's possible. So, you know, Huff just, you know, he just sets the bar. You know, I mean, he has a championship, but he sets the bar for bigger and better things.
I love it. And he knows that I won't hesitate to put the target on his back in a heartbeat. I don't know if you know, but after maybe a week or so of having the job, I started talking about conference championships and why not us, and making the national tournament immediately. Players weren't even on campus yet. So after seeing you guys and getting a chance to look at you guys, I'm trying to figure out how big of a target I'm going to put up there. But like you said, I'm looking forward to raising the bar. What was our motto for this year from the new president? It's the next level of excellence, right?
I think I heard that. Yeah, I mean, I came a little late, but yeah, I think I heard it.
Next level of excellence. So I'm with you, JD. I want to see us in the national tournament and possibly even winning or competing for a national title in this year. What are some of the things on the floor that you think are going to have to happen? Like you mentioned, you've played for a national title, so you understand how difficult winning is. But what are some of the things you feel like this team has to do to be in that position?
Well, like I think one thing is how maybe like a guy needs to understand like what can they do to like affect the game, different like me, for example, me, I'll give an example. Like I usually score a lot. I'm known for scoring in my past years, but like since I've been here, I can tell you guys that defensively I try to create a big energy when I'm playing, or like even like rebounding. Yeah, I mean, those extra possessions, because I know you got like it's all about trust. I gotta trust your teammates to score the ball, and I have guys around me that can do that. It's all about just sacrificing some time, trusting your teammates that he's gonna hit that next 3-point shot, or they're gonna get a layup. Either one, just like it's all about you. Just what can you do when you get on the floor to like affect the game? I feel like that's one thing, because I know like these guys, all of them could score for sure. It's just like could you wait a couple possessions for the ball to come in your hand to see what you can do.
Have you noticed any difference in style of play between the style of play that you grew up playing in New York versus the style of play that you've seen in other places, maybe in the South or other places?
I'm gonna say, I'll say like it's like it is a lot more physical. Dudes are like jumping out. Like I seen like even at the elite camp, I seen like those like high schoolers just jumping out the gym. And like where I'm from, like I haven't seen that in like in a while. So like for me to see that, I can really say like down south, like they like really like breed athletes. Like I can jump out the gym. That's one thing. It is like physical, but I mean I grew up around that. I mean that's one thing I really grew up around. But like athletically, like it's tough. I might shoot like a layup and like just like dang, like he got that, like he blocked myself. Yeah, like and it's crazy. Like dudes like very aggressive down here too. They play defense. They sit down, move their feet quick. Lateral quick, everything, acceleration, all that. That's one thing I say that's like different around here. Like, I had to adjust real quick to the speed. I can say that, to the speed.
I love it. At the camp was my first experience with watching Coach O really go to work. I saw him some at the high school level, but watching the energy that he brings here at Voorhees was amazing to see. The guy was getting after it from the opening to the very end. He was getting after it. What was it, a wake-up call for some of the freshmen working with Coach O? What are some of those conditioning workouts like?
Oh no, they're intense for sure. Like I mean they are like sometimes I'm in my head just like dang, like you gotta do this right away. But like at the end of the day, like Coach O just wants, he wants better for you. It's not supposed to feel nice. You wanna there's pain to it. Not like life not easy. Like that's the thing. I feel like he iterates in his workouts. Life is not easy. Like you really gotta work to get where you want to be. And that's what I like. Even though I'll be mad or like upset, like what we do in the workout, but at the end of the day, I know like I'm getting better. That's one thing I can take from Coach O. I know like after I left his workout, I'm getting better all the time.
Coach O told me about the interlocking sit-ups where your arms are locked with the. I can't imagine, right? but he told me about those. Can you tell me what it's like experiencing that?
I mean, oh my God. I mean, like, it was painful for sure. But like, my team has on my back. You know, if I'm like tired, you know, they right there to support me to get me back up. That's one thing. Like, I think we went from 50, and then we did 100, and then I think we just went over a little 100. Like, we went over 100 in our next workout. But like, no, those are tough. But like, if your team there doing it right, then it shouldn't be a problem. That's one thing. But they were so intense. I can tell you that they was really intense.
What has Coach O surprised you at all with anything after a couple of days? Have you gotten any particular workout where you look at Coach O and be like, okay, come on now?
Not really. I can tell you maybe like because we'll go like right into a workout, and you know he wants you to get all those reps. So you know I'll be like, like, what you mean? Like my shoulders you just killed my shoulders. You want me to like do a whole other like I'll be confused. I'll be like, come on, something like that. But nah, like that's one thing. He just wants to go like right into the workout and get it done, and then like think I'm always 100% or like my teammates. But sometimes we're not, and we gotta just
gotta push through, huh?
Yeah, you just gotta push through. I'll be like, I'll be like, come on, like I'm sweating bullets, drenched in sweat, and then like I think like we ran like 8 laps. We ran 8 laps one time, and then we did a core workout, and I think we did like 600 reps in abs. I'm just like, oh man, we just ran like 2 miles, and then like another workout, we was just sprinting the track. We gotta get under like a certain time, and then you have a whole other like we was doing like planks for like 2 minutes after that. I'm just like, geez, man, like.
I talked to Coach O, and he assures me, and it encouraged me in my own journey as far as we're working out. Coach O promised me that he goes, Mondre, trust me, it's all mental, brother. It's all mental.
It is.
It doesn't feel mental when my body is hurting, but he assured me that it is all mental.
Nah, it is. I can preach on that, like, cause one thing, like after the workout. And then me going to the next workout, I always try to like, repeat in my head, like, I made it through, the day before. I can do it again. Like, that's a mentality I try to have, when I'm working out with Coach O. Like, he put me through this. I got through it. I know I can get through this one next time.
That's great.
And I feel like the team's starting to build that mentality because, I see it like from our past workout, we was all just pushing each other. Like, yeah, we did this before. Don't worry about it. Like, we can do it. We can do it.
I love it. JD, it's been great having you on the show with us, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer some of our questions. Can't wait to have a check-in with you during the season.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell Fred back there I said what's up, man. He probably blocked 30 shots during the camp.
What's up?
All right, fellas. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
Yo, blessings, yo. Thank you for having me again.
All right, JD.
Yeah.
Excellent young man. Doesn't surprise me the way that you recruit. Excellent young man.
I mean, he's going to bring us something to the table. Just his energy, man. His energy, his leadership is off the charts, and I think that's the key for what he brings to the table for us. And I mean, you just kind of see his energy it enlightens and helps everybody else, and you kind of see that even through this interview right there. And having him be a roommate with Fred, I think that's really good. An older guy with a younger guy, so just excitement, man. Just excitement of how they're pushing through workouts and always pushing them to the utmost level, and they're still pushing through. 7 a.m. we're on the track every morning, and we got individuals. They got different times where they have individuals, and it is what it is, and those guys are fighting through it. And we have weights at nights, and some days we have open runs, but those guys are pushing through and getting through it and pushing each other because they know it's about the next man, the man next to them, and how can I be there and help the brother that's next to me. They know that the way to do that is by being the best that they can be.
For sure. I like that the young man is able to discuss it and deal with it with a smile on his face.
Yep.
I just watched the 30 for 30 on Magic Johnson, and one of my basketball heroes, because of that smile of, yep, this is something in front of me that isn't enjoyable, but I'm going to go right at it. I'm going to walk right into it, and I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. There's something to be said for that.
Yes, sir.
So, Coach, we had some other things take place as we talked about a little bit. Tremendous camp season that went on at Voorhees. Do we want to talk about how that went and the turnout and your expectations versus what we actually saw in the gym?
Very excited about the two camps that we had, select and elite camps. First ones here at Voorhees. I think it was great. First off, not just for us here to be able to evaluate kids, but the opportunity for these guys, these young men, to see our campus, to see what we're about as a program and as a school, but because we also had other schools there to evaluate as well. The advantage for us having Denmark Tech right down the road from us and them able to come in and be a part of our elite camp is really what it's about. It's about helping these young men get an opportunity at the next level. So excited about, having, a total of about 51 kids total, 26 one day, 25 the other at the camp. It was a great chance to evaluate because we didn't want to have 50, 60 kids in one session, or more than that. We wanted to really take our time and evaluate. And I think even when you were there, you saw the type of talent that we were able to get to come to elite camp, and they competed. I mean, we put them through a college practice, basically a practice, kind of like we would go through. And those guys had to get after it from drill to drill. They had to understand the pace of play. They had to understand, learning what it's like to play at this level. Can they pick up on drills and quickly get into whatever's next? So I think it was a very positive weekend. Great time, great seeing some of the guys that we have been recruiting throughout the summer that actually got a chance to get on campus and see what we had to offer.
Coach, we talked about just how much talent was in the gym while I was there. Were you surprised at all? This being the first one being done at Voorhees, we're talking about, and I know people can't see it because they weren't there, right? But there's a lot of talent in the gym, a lot of high-level talent in the gym.
It was, man. That's a testament, to my staff and what we were able to do about, getting kids that we wanted to see and obviously opening up for others who wanted the opportunity to see what we're about. And yes, there was a lot of talent in the gym, but I think that goes back to how much time we spent as a staff on the road,
For sure.
and starting to build relationships with kids. And it doesn't mean we're going to get every kid. Doesn't mean we're going to be able to offer every kid. But the time that we spend with the relationship building is something that we're really about here at Voorhees. I think you saw that carry over until who we were able to get at our elite camps.
I know it's weird to ask, right? Are you surprised that something was so successful because you prepared for it to be successful?
Right.
So, but yeah, it's still even how fast that it's happening. It's still sometimes jarring, even to me, somebody who may be a little closer than maybe some others to being to the program. The speed at which it's happening. That wow, if this is the elite camp on the first year, what does next year's elite camp look like? Like, how do you top that? Is there any pressure to hey, this is what we're gonna do next to beat what happened the first year?
I think the only pressure is to to like our new president's motto is the next level of excellence. So what can we do to raise the level of excellence from what we did this past weekend at elite camps to what we're going to do in the future? I do think, after you sit back, it was probably Monday, maybe Tuesday morning, you sat back and go, wow, like you really looked at that list and who was here and you go, that was a pretty good elite camp, because it's unfortunate, we are still in the midst of COVID and the guys that came had COVID protocols and all those things. And you saw some elite camps that did get canceled. And we didn't have to cancel, and I don't know why they canceled, whether it was because of COVID or it could have been numbers, who knows. But the fact that we were able to get 51 guys to see our campus, their parents included, to get a tour of campus, to talk to our admissions recruiter, to tell them what scholarships that are non-athletic look like. It was big. Then you add on to the fact that you had another school there that could evaluate, that you had people like yourself that were there who can also, go and tell, hey, there's this kid that was at elite camp, he's pretty good, that could tell another college. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think all those kids that came got better. Whether it was, I never knew that's what it was like in a practice. I've never done that drill. I didn't know what it was like, how hard you had to compete, whatever it was. I think they all got better.
I've been to a few elite camps in my day, and the majority of them are some light drill work, some discussions about this is what it's like on campus, this is what it's like on our program, but the real meat of it kind of gets into the 5-on-5 and playing of the games. The 5-on-5 did occur at this elite camp, but you had to work before you got to there was some real work going on before the basketballs were rolled out, as they say, to play 5-on-5. So you better have come with a full tank of gas, because after that workout, you might have been on E if you weren't prepared.
I'll just tell you this, and he's my good buddy. If he's listening, he'll know exactly. Had a young man from Coach Moultrie's program, who Coach Moultrie is a stickler on them getting their mile runs, and even when they're not in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere as he had just finished doing something in the drill, and he's going to the back of the line, and he goes, Coach, I might have shouldn't have done that mile run before I got here today.
Hey, yeah, if you weren't laced up, suited and booted and ready to play, it could have been problematic. I do want to go back to one thing, because, and I call him Coach Cam. He's such a big part of the program. We do have a video of Cam. I want to go back to this. We played it once before, but I want to go back to this video because I feel like it's so important, because it actually gives people a feel for what campus is like at Voorhees, and also what the community feel is like. So I'm just going to roll this really quick.
The day is here. The time has arrived. Fall 2021 move-in day. Welcome to Voorhees College. Fall 21, welcome me. My name's Cameron McLean, lead admissions counselor and recruiter here at Voorhees College, and let me be the first to welcome everybody to Voorhees College. Voorhees College was the single most important decision I ever made as an individual. Think about taking a student from a 1.6 to high school to graduating with honors. Even after that, I could have went on to any other institution, but they're not gonna give you that same treatment that we give you down here at Voorhees College. Big Mom and them ain't cooking the same food down there at USC. They ain't got the library over there that is literally the center of HBCU culture. Where else are you gonna walk in and just see iconic African Americans from the past, present, and even the future?
We just started the movie in today. Everything's all cool, and I feel like I'm at home.
Now, if you thought that at Voorhees College, the only thing we do is cultivate you academically, you're wrong. We cultivate you as a man, we cultivate you as a woman, we cultivate you as a professional, and we cultivate you as a leader. And all that is spearheaded by our Greek life. The best of the best, of course, being Alpha Phi Alpha, the first African-American fraternity founded on a collegiate campus.
Man, special to be a part of y'all family with Coach Huff, Coach Jay, Coach Old, man. Y'all did a good job recruiting these kids, man. Excited to see y'all play with the non-conference schedule that y'all put out. Man, just seeing him move in and seeing all the kids together, man, it's an exciting day.
We're looking for the season to be the best season there is. So, here's Fred Spells. We got him in.
When you walk through Voorhees College, you are literally taking steps through history. When you look at things like this, these plaques right here, that signifies that a lot of these buildings are part of the National Historic Registry, which means we've been around for over 100 years. And we got plans to be around for hundreds of more years. But if anything was to ever happen to Voorhees College, they'd never be able to knock these buildings down. We capitalized that H in HBCU.
We capitalized the H in HBCU. Listen, when Coach Cam comes up and gives his speech or his talk at Elite Camp, I'm ready to register for school. I'm ready to get started, man. It's an amazing amount of energy when you have guys like Coach Cam around the program. You have players like JD in the program, where the energy and the love for what is happening on campus is just so infectious. Coach, like, is that – I know coaches always talk about building culture and all of that. Do you have to be a little bit lucky in regards to that, or is all of this strategic somehow?
I mean, Cam was already here, so I'm blessed to walk into, his school because he's an alum. And him having that connection with basketball already, because he came to Voorhees to play basketball. Now he'll tell you he didn't end up doing that, but he came to Voorhees to play basketball. So his love for this institution is great, and to have him behind us. When I took the job, he was one of the first people that I had to meet and make sure we were on the same accord. And if a kid has ever been on a visit for us, they've got to taste the Cam.
For sure. I love the staff. Getting into it in the chat, man. I love you guys. Coach O, what up? Coach Jay, was good, man. You feel that energy from, and I just can't explain it. When you drive in and you pull in on campus, even going through downtown in Voorhees, you feel it in Denmark. You feel this welcoming. I'm a country boy. I've been in a lot of different country towns. I've been in a lot of one stoplight towns in my life. Denmark is not that. But
don't sell us short now.
Denmark is not that. But I've been in a lot of places that were a little more country than urban, right? But not all of those places feel welcoming.
And that's one of the things, when we talk about who we are and what we are. We tell families and we tell recruits two things off the bat. If you're looking for a fancy gym or a big city town, then we're not the place for you. But what they are going to find is our 4 pillars of our program. And that family atmosphere that you talk about, you can get that at a lot of HBCUs. I'm a graduate of HBCU, and I have it at mine. But there is something different about that family atmosphere that we have here at Voorhees. Then you add on top of that love and grace that they're going to get here. We're going to love them hard, not just so we can coach them hard, because it's more about the 40 years and the 4 years they're going to play for us. But we're also going to show them grace. We both have been in college, and nobody's going to do everything right. Somebody's going to be late to something. Somebody's going to miss something. I'm not going to call the right exact play every time. So we're going to have some grace for these young men while they're here, as we try to teach them how to become young men and how to become men in this society. And lastly, we just want to be able to start where their feet are planted at. And when they come here, their feet are planted in Denmark, South Carolina, and we want them to be a star here. And we feel everybody that's on our roster, every student at Voorhees, to be exact, can be a star where their feet are planted here in little old Denmark.
Louisville, Denmark, South Carolina. I don't know that how long we're going to be able to say that because I feel like there's something big brewing in Denmark. I don't know how long we're going to be able to say that, but until it can't be said, I'm on board. Um, but I want to go and show some footage. Coach O wasn't done. We've got
Right.
more footage, some great footage from camp. So we'll go with a couple videos from camp. Let's check it out.
Purchase your track today.
Yeah, coach.
Some more great work.
Hey, Coach O gets it done, man. Like
He is.
he's gonna want me to say this. So, okay, Coach O, the white Spike Lee, I got it.
I can sign off on it. I can sign off on it for sure. When you are getting the recording done and also being in the video in drills, hey coach, Coach O turned a couple guys over in drills, matched up 1-on-1, moving his feet.
And I'll tell you another thing Coach O does is that he allows some of our guys. We have a great mass communications program down here. So allowing those guys that are on our team that may major in that to get them some work behind that camera, to know what they're doing with it, to learn how to edit, all that kind of stuff. He kind of helps those guys along with that. So he can get out there and get a guy to turn it over while somebody else is videoing.
For sure. That it was the energy, man. Again, I just can't say enough about the energy in the gym and the energy around the program. I really feel like it's gonna pay dividends at some point. I don't know exactly how. I can't tell you exactly how that's going to play out, but I definitely feel like that's going to pay dividends. The energy that's around the program.
I think what you want to have happen is just what happened at Elite Camp, and we pride ourselves on competing in everything that we do on our team. And I think for people to come in and come to Elite Camp, and you can say that, and then guys kind of just go through the motions at Elite Camp, but I think they understood what we do here at Voorhees, what we do in our program. And I think that's why you had that energy in the gym, because every guy in there was competing. And they might have wanted an offer, or they might have wanted, whatever the case may be, but they were competing regardless. And I think when you can get that, whether it's an elite camp or practice, whatever it is, then I think you really turned the corner. And that's what we're about, is competing in everything that we do. We compete to go to class and be on class on time, to be the first people there. We compete to be the best team in the weight room. We compete to be the best team on the track when we're conditioning. We compete to be the best team academically with a GPA. So we want to compete in everything.
For sure. I'll drop this up too as well.
And we just want to thank everybody for participating that came to camp on both days. We had guys from obviously South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and even all the way from Mississippi. So we just want to thank the players and the parents, because obviously a lot of those players didn't drive themselves, for taking your Saturday, taking your Sunday to come down to Denmark, South Carolina, and participate in Voorhees' first select and elite camp. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, from myself and our staff. You're on mute, Mondre.
gotta get my own production going better. No, I had a great experience. Absolutely, just a great experience. Incredible experience from Elite Camp. So I can't wait. Now I gotta put the target on, Huff. Now I gotta talk about the expectations for next year. I have to. That's what happens when you build a winning culture, that expectation. I've been around it a little bit, around University of Kentucky and the University of Louisville programs, that I know the good, the bad, the ugly that comes with those expectations of winning and everything being high level every single year. Um, I know Voorhees has that tradition, so getting to the next level of that is going to be something else. We got another graphic here that I thought was interesting and want to put up and have you speak to.
And that's really, that graphic right there says it all. Because here at Voorhees, we write our own story. Yes, we have tradition. Voorhees basketball has won a lot, but we have to write our own story too, and everybody's story is different. But we pride our story on being written with how hard we go, leaving a legacy for somebody that's not ourselves, and competing. And we just want people to understand, like we talked about last episode, you can go anywhere from Voorhees. Do not be mistaken. Cam said it at Elite Camp. You know, we have doctors, lawyers, politicians, TV reporters, people that have done some amazing things. And basketball-wise, we have NBA players. We have guys that are playing overseas. So don't be misconstrued. And this is not just for Voorhees, but when you play NAIA basketball, you're playing great basketball. You know, I was listening to Coach Easley on a podcast on Monday, and he was talking about Shawnee State and the big for Shawnee State who will be playing in the NBA. Like, we're talking about just from last year's team. So that lets any player know that you can go play anywhere from the NAIA, and more importantly, from Voorhees College. And as I may say, there's only one more year of that. So, you know, next year as we're doing this, we'll be Voorhees University. So,
yeah, I've had conversations with Coach Cam about what that means and what online courses are going to be offered and available, and like all kinds of good conversations Coach Cam and I have had about that. I did take away one thing, and I made sure to tell my own kids about it and all that stuff, was the academic requirements to attend the university, and making sure I had to let mom know, hey, listen, we need Junior to get 3.5 and above, preferably 3.8 and above. We need to be in that top 30% of our class. This needs to happen, and I think it's just encouraging. I think to hear that message of success on and off the court, to hear a basketball coach talk about, hey, we're striving to compete in the classroom and outside the classroom. We want to have the best GPA on campus, and like to hear those things, it becomes a little more real, right? As an adult, I've heard the academics matter speech a lot. I've given that speech at home quite a bit, but it's something else when there's a real tangible number, right? My son's favorite school is Oregon University. He's been an Oregon fan since he was about 3 or 4 years old. I don't know how he selected that, but he did. He's rolling with it, right? But it was difficult for us to find out what GPA he needed to attend Oregon University, and then how much it would cost, right? So to have a college administrator say, hey, if you do this, we'll take care of this. Mm-hmm. It's something that simple. It gives you a real target in your studies. It gives you a real, it makes it real. It's not theory anymore. It's not people telling me I need to get good grades or I need to make honor roll. I need to get a 3.5. I need to get a 3.8 because I want to attend school for free academically, and I want to be a part of this in some way.
And what's really crazy about it is that I want players and parents to understand, and it's not just at Voorhees, But anywhere you go, if you get that academic money, they're not going to say if you make that team, if you're on that basketball team, that coach recruited you just because you got your tuition paid for all academically. Nobody says that when your name is on that roster. You're a basketball player, you're a baseball player, you're a football, whatever sport you're playing, you're still a part of that team, right? But the fact that it says a lot that we want to recruit great academic kids as well. Like that, you know, we're not shy about wanting to have the highest GPA of every athletic team on our campus. You know, having a 3.01 was good. We want to be better than we were last year. I think we got guys that understand that, and you know, we've got guys that have been blessed because they did have such great GPAs that they don't have to go to study hall. But you as a parent understand. We're telling parents that study hall is mandatory for our guys, newcomers, transfers in, doesn't matter. They've got to go to study hall, and if they don't have a 3.0, then they've got to be in study hall for a certain amount of hours. I think that says a lot to what we're really about. That it's not just about what you can do for us on the basketball court, but we're really trying to change your life of what you can do in this world for the next 40 years.
It definitely changed as a parent, as an AAU director. It was really impressive to me. Again, I've been to other elite camps, and that it wasn't discussed in that real way. It was kind of glossed over to a degree. Yeah, we want to have good, you know, athletes, and yeah, but you know, we'll figure it out if you don't have the grades. But to get a really clear objective to say that, hey, this is important to us. It's so important that we track it, and we track it so often. Here are the metrics. Here are the measurables. Here's what we're shooting for. Here's our target. It again, like I said, it just makes it really hit home. It makes it real. Now watch every coach that's listening right now will now update what they're doing. But Coach, I absolutely enjoyed it. But let's talk about where we're headed a little bit. How much time do we have before you're really able to get out and start practicing and preparing for the season?
Not very long. So we're excited about that when we can really get out and do some things. You know, right now it's just open runs and individuals and weights and conditioning. But we're ready to get cranked back up with practice and getting ready to prepare for our season. You know, the fact that, you know, this is, as long as COVID stays under wraps, and I say that hypothetically because, you know, obviously we know the surge is going on right now, but as long as we can stay under wraps and do what we have to do here, you know, our plan is we're going to have a 30-game season. And being ready, prepared for that 30-game season is what we've got to do every day and practice every day in weights, every day in conditioning, every day in class. So it's just preparation for that. And, you know, we're very close to that time where those practice jerseys get brought out and guys start really locking into roles and trying to figure out what we do if they don't already know, and us as coaches implementing things that we want to have done. You know, there's kind of a list that you want to have done by a certain time, and hopefully as we get to that point, we can get there, because when October 26 hits, it's go time. You know, it's go time, and we want to be ready. But I will say it's great having a team that's just as locked in as the coaches are. That's a really good thing.
That's awesome. Do we have any updates, Coach, on will there be a Midnight Madness possibly?
There will be a meeting next week. It's in the books. It won't be midnight, but what we're going to try to do, if everything goes as planned, is to have it a week before our first scrimmage game on a Tuesday night, and about 7 p.m. and we'll have this gym rocking, and hopefully have all the students and everybody in here to see what we can do. And you know, I think we got some people this year that can really give them a good dunk contest. I mean, you saw some of our guys, so I think we're pretty good with that.
I would say so. Man, the length and athleticism, Coach. Like I said, you line those guys up, and it was just like stacking trees, man. It was long athletic guys was one thing that I could definitely see that changed from last year's team. And even talking to a couple of players, I think I was talking to Blue. I said, Blue, there were so many times that you guys played great defense, and before I could even get it out of my mouth, he said, man, we couldn't get the rebound. He was like, we're gonna get rebound, man. We got bigs, we got size, we got bigs. We want to be able to get rebounds this year. He felt really good about where the team was headed. He felt really, really good. And I think we all share his optimism and enthusiasm for where everything is going.
And I think he sees not only because he came back with a more renewed vigor, and I don't want to say he didn't have it before because he did, but a difference in his game. And so every guy that was on the team last year, when we sat down individual meetings after the end of the season about what they had to do to improve, they came back doing those things. And it just wasn't, okay, I got to do this on the floor. It was, you got to come back in the best shape of your life. And then when you talk about the new guys we brought in and you told them that they better come back in great shape, and we have our first time on the track and everybody's making time, that lets you know that people have done exactly what they were supposed to do before we got here. And we were sending, workouts while they were away. We don't get the luxury of D1s a lot of times to have these guys on campus for summer sessions a lot. So, guys have to take the bull by his horn and do things on their own with the stuff that we sent them. And our guys really did that. So I'm excited about this group, man. I mean, I know every coach probably says that at the beginning of the year, but I'm really excited about them.
Coach, they look great. You didn't have anybody out there looking like me. They look great. They look like they was ready to go. I can't wait. I'm geared up and ready to go for the season already. I want to see. I'll say this. I know you can't say this, or maybe won't say this. Too humble to say this, but if you're gonna get them, you better get them right now. You might not be able to get them. It's going to be tough to get them if you don't get them this year. It's going to be and it's going to be tough to get them this year. But I think everybody looks good. It's the attitude. It's the positive energy. It's the work ethic. It's, the camaraderie amongst the team. I didn't see any cliques. Everybody was kind of sitting together and everybody was intermingling with each other. So amazing job of actually doing, we talk about coach speak, but amazing job of actually doing what coaches talk about all the time, and that's building a great culture. If nothing else, you won that game so far already.
I mean, it's a lot of people have mantras and sayings and all that, but it's about what the kids believe and what they actually do to create that culture. And I think we have guys that are truly bought in. They have a chip on their shoulder.
They do.
And they play like it. And I don't ever want them to not play like they don't have a chip on their shoulder. So.
Well, that's our show for this week. I definitely appreciate the time, Coach. I appreciate you bringing JD on. I appreciate Coach O for the videos and the media, but great show, great opportunity. I hope that every kid that you offer from Elite Camp signs and commits to Voorhees. Every kid. Hope you get them all.
But we get them all. We're gonna have to do something else if we get them all now.
Hey, listen, Voorhees, I hope you're listening. Get the Brinks truck ready. Get the Brinks truck ready. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. You'll never hear Huff say it. You'll never hear him complain. Get the Brinks truck ready. And let's get ready to go to the next level of excellence. But appreciate you guys. Coach O, Coach J, appreciate y'all checking in. Tim Kane, good to see you, brother. Coach Baldwin, appreciate you guys. Coach Easley as well. But that's our show, and we'll see you guys next week.